horror movies, mutilation, decapitation, torture. Does that sound entertaining? More blood than a blood bank. Have we got your attention?
Okay. Welcome back to another episode of Video Waste Reviews Movies. In this episode, we're doing The Dark and the Wicked.
That is right. Started off. Let's start simple. What did you think? What did you think?
I mean, what did you think?
What did I think?
No.
I will get into that.
I thought it was a good movie.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed it. It was very simple.
Yeah.
There wasn't a lot of change of scenery. Like we did Malignant last week, and it was so much to take in. This was very slow and it was a slow burn, but it was simple settings, simple idea. So I really enjoyed it. It was a nice change of pace for, horror these days.
Yeah. All right, let's get into it. Main, your show stealer. What would have been that?
My show stealer is just like I mentioned, the atmosphere of this movie.
That's what I wrote.
It was really, really good. They set a good atmosphere, tone, and just it was in general uncomfortable the entire time.
Yeah. Atmosphere. The idea of sticking to one idea. It's just one idea. Yeah. There wasn't a bunch of ideas thrown in there, and
like Malignant.
Yeah, I really enjoyed that, and it was a spooky little movie. It had creepy moments and stuff, and I enjoyed those moments. Yeah. But yeah, that atmosphere, that whole that bubble, that aquarium that they were kind of put in was really nice. Mm-hmm. But anything that let's go to Showbreaker. What? Because I'm gonna go off.
I have a fucking list
of Showbreakers.
Yes.
Really?
Yes. But let me iterate on mine. It didn't take away from my enjoyment. I still enjoyed this movie. But there were just things in the movie that I was just like, really? Really?
Yeah, no, I don't have any.
You don't have any? The one thing that the scare scenes, my brain's...
Jump scares.
Jump scares, yeah, thank you. A lot of those I saw a mile coming away. I saw them, and it was just they were either edited badly or they were just kind of just poorly done. The one that got me was, okay, the light turns on when he's sleeping. Okay? The light turns on. And he wakes up, he goes and turns the light back off. And he's laying there, and then the light turns on again. And he goes and he turns the light off. And then as he's walking, you hear someone outside yelling, and he opens the curtain and he sees his mother who has passed away, and she's floating in the air naked, or kind of a couple inches off the ground and stuff. Mm-hmm. But I was like, watch, that light's going to turn on and his mom's going to be in that room. Damn if I didn't call that. But the light didn't turn back on.
I mean, that's our experience in horror. We've seen so much of it, we can kind of see that coming.
No.
The only jump scare that really annoyed me was the last second of the movie. I was like, yeah, man, this is going to happen.
I'm going to get there. But, in my opinion, the edit should have been, he looks out the window, he sees his mom, and then when we cut back, his mom would be right there behind him. There's too long of a break.
You know the saying, you make a movie then.
Yeah. I just did. I just made that better.
No, you make it, you get it in theaters.
Another thing I really don't like in movies, and this is just in general, it's not that this did it wrong or anything, is I don't like when I'm told when time passes. I don't like when it was Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. They told, and it would kind of if I see a person at night go to bed and then I see like them wake up. My brain has closure. I understand that time has passed. And I think they missed an opportunity where they could have had someone come out to the farm and been like, how long do you think you've been out here? Like, they could have had that idea.
I mean,
Or he was talking to his wife on the phone. She'd been like, you've been gone for months.
yeah, but that wasn't necessary to the movie. You're just making things wrong with the movie. Like, you're like, okay, I understand that you don't like the Thursday, Friday, but you just adding your own thing to the movie doesn't like. That doesn't mean the movie got it wrong. It just means that's what you want to see in the movie that you're now making because you're shitting on this one.
I know, it could have just been so much better. They just
So,
listened to me.
I
They just
didn't
listened
really
to me.
pay any attention to the date drops
Yeah.
like that. I mean, I saw them and I was like, okay.
Yeah.
Like, okay. All right, fine. Fuck it. It's Friday. I don't give a shit what day it is because this movie is like one long shot.
Yeah.
So, like, it doesn't matter to me what day it is. And the days have no prevalence to the story.
Yeah.
It's not like on the 7th day we know something. You know what I mean? So it's like, it didn't matter.
It didn't bother you, okay. And then my last really big gripe on it was, in movies like this, I would have liked to seen more of a slow cook time, because this movie is just like
This whole movie was a crock pot fucking soup chili. Like, dude, it took hours.
I'm talking about, like, okay, they threw like scare or crazy stuff like nonstop. Like, it was just like bombastic.
Really? You thought so?
Yeah, I felt like it was just like I wanted, like, just take some of those ideas and kind of like find the good ones and scratch and have like there's a scare, and then like there's a normal like kind of like part, and then there's a scare, but this one just kind of like was just
I
like,
thought like the whole first half of the movie was no scares until the mom like cuts her fingers off.
which I saw a mile away.
Well, yeah, obviously. Great job, man. You've seen 1,000 other horror movies.
Yeah.
They did it in The Color of Space. They do it in 1,000 movies. The only thing they did differently with this one, which I think is funny, is she didn't just like chop her finger. She like continued just cutting her fingers.
She pureed those things.
Yeah, so like that I thought was kind of funny.
Yeah.
Or that I liked more than. But yeah, of course, she's chopping onions for the entire fucking movie. So yeah, eventually she's gonna cut her hands. But
All right, time to bring out the schlock, and it just it amped it up and stuff. Whereas
well,
like
that's,
I'm not saying a negative.
You're contradicting yourself, because you were like, well, I wish they would have like these spooky things weren't there, and then imagine if those weren't there, and then the ending happens, like the hospice nurse, the brother, the dad, like all that stuff happened. Then you'd be like, this was a slow ass movie to the end. And, like, you're contradicting yourself with your own statements about the movie.
Nah, I don't know what you're talking
I can't wait to see your movie. That shit ought to be really good.
All right, let's go. That was just the breakers. Let's go to notable effects.
I didn't really see a lot of notable effects. I think that this was like, I'm sure there was CGI in it, but I didn't really see anything that like was wowing me.
No, I mean,
and it was
good or
very-
bad.
Yeah, I mean, it was very. I didn't see anything bad either. Like, I'm sure you've got something, because like you're more keen to it than I. I can like look past it pretty easily.
Yeah.
But yeah. I don't
Makeup wise, there's a couple like where she wakes up that one morning and she has all those cuts all over her face. Those
Yeah,
look
that-
really
those-
good.
Those weren't cuts. That was just lipstick.
That was just a lipstick. I thought
Yeah,
it
that's
was
why she
cuts.
goes to her dad's bed, pulls back the covers, and he's got lipstick. And it was-
The mother.
so yeah, I hope putting lipstick on her face looked good, because all they had to do was put lipstick on her face.
I thought it was cuts.
I thought so too initially, until I saw that she was just wiping them off.
Yeah, there's a couple scenes with the mother who is very decomposy, but it's shot dark, which is nice. Charlie in his RV on the property, that's a great scene. I love when she's like, the actress is kind of like, looks like she's stabbing herself backwards. All of those like cuts looked really good. The only one that like kind of like made me giggle was when all the sheep died. It's a very matte painty where, you know, you film your actors behind a green screen and then you have someone paint out like this scene.
Like we do.
Yeah. This scene of all the sheep being dead. That looked kind of uncanny value, like kind of looked weird.
Okay. I didn't pay any attention.
Yeah.
I took it in, like I didn't look at the individual sheep. I just took it in for what the whole image was, and I think that that's what they were hoping for.
Yeah, exactly.
Somebody who's like more keen to it like you are, I think you notice it and you go, oh, well, that sheep looks a little...
Yeah, and
but,
you can see them, and then that all kind of has that blurry kind of look to it that doesn't look... It didn't look right, but I understood what they were trying to say. Like...
It's almost a relaxing horror movie.
It makes you pay attention and stuff, and they're... Like I said, they're good ideas and stuff. You know, my bitching earlier, it was just like small things, a movie that I would create.
Yeah, can't wait to see this movie, guys.
Yeah, but...
Let us know if you think he should go ahead and get filming on his movie.
Yeah, I just make this...
It will be the perfect horror movie.
I just make this movie with different stuff, so...
You just start, like, Tommy Wiseauing yourself into Star Wars. Like, hi, Anakin.
But next one, let's go to Cinema Wow, because this movie is beautiful.
Yes, it is. It is shot low lit, pretty much everything. Even the daytime shots seem somehow foggy or dark. Like even though it's bright out, there still seems to be some sort of darkness to it somehow.
Desaturated, low colors.
Yeah. I thought it was very beautiful.
Yeah, they understood that if we kind of shoot it flat, this will end up being like one of those movies from like 2010, like The Exorcist of Emily Rose.
But minus all the bad CGI.
Or, you know, a couple other movies that came out at that time that have that really flat, where it's not, you know, cinematically like breathtaking, but this took the kind of the small moments to set up shots of the barn. I have a good idea of location of where we're at. The house is kind of old, so it makes sense to kind of like set those shots up to reestablish.
I think the shots fit the movie perfectly.
Yeah, and
like the way it was filmed just added to the movie so much.
Yeah, and that's why I'll also put it in those categories, because those style of horror movies really take time to like build the world around them, and this took the time by its shots, not by telling us, you know, well, in this old farmhouse, like I'm so glad this didn't have like some bumbling sheriff and stuff coming out here and being like, you know, your mama and dad always been out here in this farm, and you know, just like telling me what you can tell me in shots and small shots. The quotable line, you got any quotable lines that you remember? No. All right, going to meat or potatoes. What do you say?
I think that this was a good mixture of both.
Yeah.
And I think that it probably was a little bit more meat. But
I'll give it.
I enjoyed it.
Yeah. I'll say even. Yeah, it's got, you know, good moments. You know, it is like, it does have its kind of like potato-y moments, but it does have, like, when the meat is served, the meat is served. Yeah, we'll do money's worth. Did you get your money's worth?
Hell yeah.
Yeah, I'm glad I watched it.
Yeah. I saw somebody on Facebook post about it a year ago, and I was like, fuck you, you don't know horror. And then I was stumbling around, and I was like, isn't that movie? And I was like, fuck it, I'll just do it. Like, it was one of those times where I was determined to watch a horror movie before bed. And so I was like, fuck it, I'll just cram this in real quick. And then I ended up really enjoying it.
Yeah. I went on Rotten Tomatoes, and this actually has a pretty high score for critics and audience members. It's
It's such a simple movie.
yeah.
It's just showing what can be done with so little.
Yeah. If you got a story and you got an idea and you know how to properly tell that story and that idea, then you can produce good movie. Yeah, that's how movies work, I guess.
Yeah.
My big things were, one, this reminds me of another movie. I really love that movie. You ever seen The Skeleton Key?
Yeah.
Yeah. This reminds me of The
People
Skeleton
shit
Key.
on that fucking movie so much.
Don't know why, it's
and
great.
I loved it. I was like, this is great, dude.
Yeah.
But yeah, so it does remind me of the Skeleton Key now that
Yeah.
you bring that up. I wouldn't have correlated those two, but yes.
I think if you were to make the Skeleton Key now, this is what the Skeleton Key would kind of look like. You know, take those ideas from the Skeleton Key and add them with more cinematography
I'm
and
gonna watch the Skeleton Key tonight.
yeah, I think you would have that. I mean, I think the big thing though to take away from this movie is the cinematography.
Yeah.
Like if you enjoy pretty looking style movies that take their time with their shots.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is a good one.
Yeah. Star it.
I feel like 3.5 is just not good enough for this movie, so I'm gonna give it 4.
Cool. I'm gonna give it 3.5.
Yeah, well, he also had a bunch of shit to bitch about.
Yeah.
Normally, I have a bunch of shit to bitch about. This time, it was his turn.
But 3.5, 4.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, definitely go check this one out.
yeah,
And,
it's on Shudder.
I guess
It's on Amazon
I'm gonna call
Prime.
it now. We'll be doing Skeleton Key pretty soon. It's something that we both like, apparently, and the rest of the world doesn't. So we'll see you in hell fighting about this movie. Eventually, we might find something more entertaining along the way.
Yeah.
Let's get the fuck out of here.
Yeah.